What's happening, YouTube? Clearly Canadian. I'm gonna do a coffee challenge, making a quarantine COVID cup of coffee. All jokes aside, that's just my graveyard humor. Yeah, and this challenge was started from Lone Wolf 902, Jeremy. He's a great guy, and I've been wanting to do this kind of idea for a while, kind of like a emergency review of my emergency daily carry. And I didn't need the backpack, but I figured I would also do a comparison of a couple systems that I have that I've been using and why I favor what I do. So I'm gonna hike out to my secret spot, well, one of the secret spots I have, and make a cup of coffee. Catch you guys in a minute. So we have arrived. Beautiful little clean watered creek. At the end of the trailhead, there is a brook into a nice, probably man-made pond from a farmer at one point. This was over 100 years old. It's part of this guy's house. And that's all that stands today is this stone chimney fireplace. I like coming out here, making fires in the fireplace, but not doing a fire today. I don't have time. Coffee. So real quick, here's it. This is my daily carry water bottle. I have a shoulder strap that I can sling it over and just carry this. Like I said on my hike out here, I was gonna carry just this, but I decided to throw a couple extras in my bag for a review point. I think this is the best water bottle system that I've come across for me. I use the heavy cover canteen kit, a little bit of titanium cover. I love it, but this is so much more functional for me. I'm going to show you guys why, and I do carry this with me every day. Carry it with me to work. This is how I stay hydrated. So real quick, here's my heavy cover canteen. I have a 5-star normal military Molly pouch, not the mother carrier crap that's like super expensive. The canteen's expensive. So I call this my wilderness living survival bag, because that's where this goes. This goes with my long-term wilderness survival kit. That's where it stays dedicated. I got all kinds of stuff, fire starting capabilities, candles, got a stream light, AAA battery, real general awesome stuff. I keep a Tops mini Scandi fixed blade in here, stuffed in there. I also have a titanium firebox, the folding firebox. Again, it's for emergency. So in my other bag, I have the titanium fire ant stove in here, which requires some assembly. It's pieces, you put it together. This one's pops right out, folds out in pieces quick. It's for an emergency, in case you had to do fire quick. If you had to make a quick small fire on a stove, that's basically what this setup's for. I got different stuff here than I would for this one. This one I carry with me every day. I don't need to make the wood stove priority. I have a small, right in the back, I keep my water filter in a little baggie with extra carbon filter. This is the Hydro Blue filter. The carbon filters are rated for 50 gallons, so there's 2 of them, 100 gallons of filtration. I mean, this filters everything. You go drink stream water. Hopefully you hear the stream roaring in the background. But yeah, so I've got my container if I need to boil it. Boil water, purify it. But I have a water filter for backup. Again, this is my daily carry, city travel. I wanted to do a review on this for a while, but the coffee challenge decided to spring it up. This is a little can. What I have in here is about a dozen cups of coffee. They're Java cubes. Instant cup. Boil your water, you drop it in. I got about 12 of those cups, 12 of those cubes, 12 cups of coffee carried in this little pouch right here for an emergency. You know, if I need a cup of caffeine on the go, that is my necessity amongst other stuff, you know, but coffee and water are my number one. So going around the bag, I got a little mini salt shaker and pepper shaker. These are awesome. They have little flip lids. These were dollar store glitter holders or whatever my daughter had. And me being the type of person prepper I am, these little shakers, they work awesome. Cleaned them all out, washed them out. Got my pink Himalayan salt, freshly ground black pepper. I have some, I keep a little spray bottle of vegetable oil, or olive oil, I'm sorry. Vegetable oil is terrible. I love olive oil. That same pocket, I have my titanium Keith folding spork. And the last thing in that pocket is my titanium egg, which I'm not going to use right now, but if you ever want to make tea, infuse tea, put your tea grounds or coffee grounds. It works perfectly great to make coffee grounds in here, which is one of the things I was thinking of doing, but the cubes kick butt. So the little titanium tea egg, all that rides in my Keith cup. I got the main mug that I'm going to show you in here, the lid, an insulated layer I made, and then the Fire Ant titanium stove. It's awesome, you know, can't beat it. And then over here on the Wilderness Survival heavy cover, all made by Keith, best titanium, you know, Keith makes great shit. I got one of those Exotac waterproof lighter carriers for your Bic. I have a real pocket bellows, again for the fire. Chapstick, super important, especially if you're not hydrated. You want to keep your lips from being chapped and cracked. A folding wire saw, might be 2 of them, but that's again just a little extra precaution. So again, my needs change. So if I'm out in the woods, I'm gonna want having a Scandi ground knife in the back. I'm gonna want fire, heavy fire, you know. So I carry the folding saw, a real true dedicated Bic lighter. Let me just pop that open and show you what's in this little Altoids, red Altoids for fire. I got some brass snare wire, a P38 can opener, and another Bic lighter, 2 other salt and pepper shakers that I made, some Tinder Quick fire tabs, and a super tiny, and this is all stuff that I made and changed over and over again. I have a super tiny fire steel excess. I always have extra fire steels on me. And I have some really big storm-proof matches in there. I got about a dozen of those. So I should not have any issues starting fires, keeping fires, etc. Gathering food. Oh, I also have a little sponge, little scrub sponge that I cut down, jammed it in there, and that just fits perfect. So in case I had to clean out my pots. Yeah, not much I want to go in depth about this. I want to make a cup of coffee, and I'm trying to keep the videos short and limited to stuff that I have. So I wasn't going to make the fire in the wood stoves and boil my cup of coffee that way. I actually have a little tiny, I have a whole nother setup that I made kind of. I took a Kool-Aid container because it just fits perfectly. It has graduated measurements inside there, so if you wanted to measure your cups of water out, And I figured this out just because I'm a weirdo. I figured out that these canisters for the stoves, such a good way to protect it. Fits. You trim the lid of the Kool-Aid container. Bam! I love this. Works perfect. So now I hold my little gas can in there that way. And in there, got a real size foam scrub pad and the little BRS titanium stove, the gas stoves. These things are great. I bought a couple of them because they're cheap. You know, I haven't had any issues with them saying that they're cheap, but because they're so cheap and efficient, I figured I'd get 2 of them. I got a BRS one, and then this one is made by Lixada. And these things just kick ass. They weigh like an ounce. Something incredibly light and ridiculous. And I love titanium, if you haven't noticed. I'm a titanium gear freak. I have a lot of gear, but stands open up, screws on your gas can. Super easy. Boom. And it needs an ignition source, like a lighter, which is why I store the little Bic in there. In the pouch, it fits perfectly. The mini Bic, bright green, fits perfectly in the little stove pouch with the stove. So they ride together. And that's what I'm going to be making the cup of coffee on. So let's get down into that, and I'll talk some more in depth about my water bottle carrier and why it's the shit.